Hey, what's up? It's Ted Kamaku, and every person who calls me is my client because I only do one thing. Every person who calls you is your client because you only do one thing. You ever hear the saying that if you price it wrong, you'll go to jail? You ever hear that? Price it wrong, you'll go to jail. And now you're scared to the point that you can't even talk to a customer, you can't even answer a specific question because these are potentially high paying customers. And how do you know that they're potentially a high paying customer? Here's how. Because everyone is a potentially high paying customer until proven otherwise. So they might be calling for 1 million signatures. They might, or they might not. But you wouldn't know that, would you? Not at least until you ask them or they told you. So notaries who are struggling, here's where they need to be paying attention to. And also notaries who are not getting results from business cards and flyers and going door to door, doing that stuff. And they might think they might be ready for paid ads or advertising on Thumbtack. Here's what you should be paying attention to. And here's a question that it might be a good time to start exploring. Pay attention to this. So, a real connection exists between the fear of someone reporting you to the authorities and the connection that it has an effect on you not having a lack or not having a price, a definite price. It's confusing as you start to rely less on signing services and databases, things like that, because you have to not only come up with your own rate, and rightfully so, because they usually gave you all of the details in advance. So you would base your price based upon what they told you. And now that you are kind of getting away from that and you're not relying so much on these databases and people who are feeding you jobs, you've got to base your price on something. And you'll soon discover that if you don't, then your customers will they'll dictate your price and they'll be coming up, they'll telling you what to charge instead. Or what's even worse than that, because at least you get paid, but what's even worse than that is you resenting yourself for not being paid enough because something unexpected happened during the appointment. The commute was longer than it was, or parking was the issue, or the person just didn't print the documents, or the person had a hard time signing. Something unexpected happens, and then you resent yourself for not getting paid enough. So that's what you want to avoid, that at all costs. And before you know it, this starts to feel like a job, which is exactly what you tried to leave, which is ironic because you wanted to start a business. So transitioning away from relying on databases and your listings and directories and sign services, start to focus on what the client is asking. This is where it makes a big difference. Start to focus on what the client is asking, and then you give them what they're asking. And that's why it's easy, because we only do one thing. And if they're asking for something that we can't do, we can't help you. Every person who calls me is my client. Every person who calls you, they are your client. And that's why we take that approach. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then send me an email at automate@goldenstampnotary.com. And as always, schedule a call, a breakthrough session, so we can spend about 30 minutes going over your business and how we can help you with our notary and automation system.